Yo, what it do, guys? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha, the God. Um, man, one of the things right here, man, we just discovered in this chapter 281 of Lookism, man. Shit was amazing, but very, very emotional, at least for me. Um, knowing the details about Eli Zhang and Ollie, I kind of always felt like he was left out. You know what I'm saying? I felt like they didn't give him the love that like I won't say he deserved, but he was one of them, right? Low key. I think I've mentioned it. If you go back to my old reviews, when I was doing the original Hostel storyline, I'm pretty sure I mentioned at some point that Oli Wang just wants to be accepted, but they're just not accepting him. They just don't really fuck with him like that, and I kind of got why they didn't because he was forcing himself to be homeless when he had a family and people that cared about him, and they thought that was just whack. They wanted, I think, as his friend, being their friend, his friend, they didn't want him to end up like them, but all he wanted was to be like them. Do you get me? So I'm not completely blaming either side. I get both sides. To him, he was the rejected. To them, like we can still hang out, but why are you living here? Like you got a house, you got food. We're struggling to eat, but we gotta feed you, even though you got free food at home. It make no sense. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those things where it's like if you are in a well-off situation, like, and I've had friends like this. I've had people that I know that were like this, where it's like they have it, but for some reason they'll ask you for it, even though they know you ain't got shit. But that, you know what I'm saying? And I even had like almost like a fight with one of my friends. It's like because we had like no child, no barely any money. We're surviving off 10 euros for the week. Me and another guy were surviving because we invested in something that didn't go right, and we were literally living off 10 quid, bro. And this guy was like, "Can you get me this?" And we're like, and like, oh no, sorry, we bought food right that to survive us for like the week. My guy was eating like, and we had like cereal for breakfast, and then we had like fuck all to eat for dinner, right? And he was like, bro, this guy put a bowl like this size of the cereal, bro. Like you can't even see. It was like a big ass bowl. He got like the whole milk and put it in. We're like, bro, like we don't have money to buy any more, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have money to buy any more milk. We don't have money to buy any. Yeah, I mean, and the milk, we didn't care too much about cereal. We care about the milk because we making porridge with that bitch. You know what I mean? You can eat for porridge for lunch, breakfast, and dinner, and that's gonna last us for the week. Not the tastiest thing in the world, but fuck it, it would do. And he did it. Like so, I was like, bro, like what are you doing? Like you got money, we don't. Like what are you? Why are you doing? Like you know what I'm saying? This gotta last us for a whole week. You know what I'm saying? Until we sell another T-shirt in order to get food for next week. Like fuck you doing. You know what I'm saying? And like you really be getting people like that sometimes. And to them, Ali Wong was that person because they ain't have shit, bro. And then this guy wanted to not have shit. What? You know what I mean? Because he saw Eli as this deity, which is just this is just projecting. You know what I'm saying? So I know a lot of people want to feel sympathy for Ali Wong here, but he was definitely the one in the most wrong. I understand his frustration of being left out of certain situations, but I think it was mainly because they didn't want him to be like them. You know what I'm saying? Like these are kids that are kicked out of their houses, bro. That's not something you want. For somebody to idolize that, it almost undermines the trauma that they went through. It undermines the struggles that these people have to live at. It's like you looking at a homeless person and be like, I'm jealous of that motherfucker because I got a roof over my head. You know what I'm saying? That motherfucker would trade lives with you any second. So that's the crazy part about it, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get they being feeling left out, but him wanting to be a hostile homeless dude is just not it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not it, chief. Now, I want to talk about something that has bothered me about this goddamn hostile situation. They showed a lot. It is this big daddy shit. Can you, Otto? Can you just please stop using that fucking terminology? That shit is so stupid and just sounds disgusting in so many ways. Honestly, bro, like I've been trying to like lighthearted off, but like No, bro, this shit is just fucked up, bro. Like, stop that whole Big Daddy shit. Oh, he's our Big Daddy. Like, that shit sounds so wrong in too many ways. I don't know if it's the translation, because sometimes these translations be fucked up. It could be Big Brother, it could be like Big Guy, or it could be something like that. And then, so some fucking reason, the translator says Big Daddy. That is the worst fucking translation ever, if that's the case. I want to find out the original Korean kanji for that shit. What is that shit? Can somebody please comment that shit or find that shit out for me? Because this shit makes no fucking sense. I hate that shit, bro. It's one of the reasons that I didn't like the hostile story in the first place of Eli Zhang's backstory, because that whole Big Daddy bullshit that just kept annoying the shit out of me, man. Now, moving on, this chapter mainly focuses on the backstory of how Ali Wong felt. It also showcases, the friendship and the importance that, the friendship of Warren Che, you know what I'm saying, and how he's preventing anybody from stepping into that place where Eli and Ali are settling things. You know what I'm saying? So they start kung fu chopping in there. Warren Che is stopping anybody from getting in, so he's boxing out like 50, 100 people, however it is, by himself as usual. He's used to that shit, you know what I'm saying? He's been dealing with that shit by himself, keeping Hostile A alive, solo dolo. And then basically Eli and Ali were kung fu chopping. Eli was winning first with the stick. You know how these fights go. Eli is winning. Then Ali's like, "Ha! I've only been given 10% of my power." Then he starts chopping, chopping. We get the backstory and how how Ting was impressed by him. How Gun was very impressed by him. The fact that he can just deal with anything. You know what I'm saying? But he was like, "You're a walking time bomb. You're a better fighter than Eli probably is, because I trained you for years instead of months. But the disadvantage here is that you don't know when your body has had enough, because you don't feel pain. You know what I'm saying? So at any random moment you could just be dead, and you won't even realize that you're dead. You just RIP, or you incapable of doing anything. And I've spent too much time on you to allow that shit to happen. So don't do that. You know what I'm saying? Don't just always keep that in mind. But you've definitely become stronger than Eli. But the thing is, obviously, the transition of the fight is happening as this is being told. I think it's great to use, but I feel like the author uses it too much, that it's so obvious and redundant at this point. You know what I'm saying? It's like, we know what's going to happen. Like, it's always the same case. Oh, you're winning, but this guy has this thing that is going to make him win. But really, you got the stronger thing that's going, you know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, it was like, oh, for a second, Eli Zhang overpowered me, which, overpowered, but he's not even known for strength, my guy. Like, so it's kind of like, I don't know. It just feels like that's just shit being thrown his way just to make maybe give him the excuse to beat Ali Wong, because Ali Wong honestly is whooping ass and realistically should win. Maybe he should, if he loses, it should be from like real ass reasons. You know what I'm saying? At least that's what I feel about it. I just thought that was a BS way of going about it. They could just show that he wasn't being as vicious as he normally is, because whatever, but him overpowering Gun just seems so unrealistic. But he said for a brief second he overpowered Gun, but obviously Gun handled the situation and beat his ass. But like, you know what I'm saying? So maybe he's Jake level. Maybe Eli Giant is Jake level, but Jake stood toe to toe. You know what I'm saying? Jake really put in some licks. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. It's the power system is a bit whack. I ain't gonna lie. It's not consistent at all. The story is what drives it. Again, I kind of miss when the story was about looks, bro. When the story was about emotional value and not just punches every 2 seconds. The journey of Daniel becoming stronger wasn't to use it in the way that he's been using it. To be honest, initially it was a journey of self-defense and preventing other people from being treated the way he was, and now he's just using it willy-nilly for like any type of fucking reason, like forcing what's her name home. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is that? That's projecting, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, that's the chapter. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of it. That's my take on the whole thing. I don't know. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It's been your boy Supremacy to God, and I'm out.